All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to use this document that I created today. So this specific practice problem takes 2 Pearson squares. Like I said, normally you guys have a worksheet, like something like this, and you just fill it out. But with being online, I didn't want to do all that empty space for you and have you get confused. So this is what I've come up with. So today we're going to create a 3,000 pound balanced ration for a mature bull with a TDN requirement of 52 and a crude protein requirement of 9%. So here are the feed stuff: red top, peanut, hay, barley grain. So we're going to balance first for TDN. That's going to be the first one. Barley grain, you can see there's a line in it. Normally it doesn't have a line in it, but just for simplicity, the line means that you're not going to use that feed ingredient. So at this time, we are not using barley grain. We're going to stick solely to red top and peanut hay. So that's going to be our first Pearson square, okay? And this first one, we are balancing specifically for TDN. And I'm going to type that in there. That way I know, okay, we're balancing for TDN, okay? When you click, so this is the link. Here's the link to the table that should be inserted below this title. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to open it. It's going to prompt me to make a copy. You cannot edit the original. You have to obviously make a copy. So I'm going to click, yep, make a copy. And it's going to say copy of first Pearson square, okay? I personally am going to type in class step 2, class, I'm going to just spell correctly, practice problem. I'm going to delete this copy because I don't need that. Okay, so here's my document now, okay? So we are, again, doing red top and fresh cut alfalfa. So luckily I have the numbers in front of me, but you're going to have to switch kind of back and forth between these two docs. So red top is 72% total digestion nutrient. And again, this is going to be red top. And peanut hay is going to be 13%. Our required specifically for this animal is going to be 52. We're going to follow arrows minusing and put that over here. So remember, you're always taking big number minus small number. So 72 minus 52 equals 20. And then again, big number minus small number. 52 minus 13 is going to be 39. Labels follow across the top and bottom. So this is now red top. And this is peanut hay. Okay. Get our total parts. We just have to add these two numbers together. So 39 plus 20 is going to be 59. Check our math real quick. You can minus this side of the table. So 72 minus 13 is still going to be, oh boy, I had it written wrong but done right. So 72 minus 13 is still 59. So we know we're good. And that's the top table is done. Okay. Now we're going to try to figure out our percentage. So when you do percentage, remember we're only talking about these on the left-hand side. So these are or on the right side, sorry. The right-hand side is the only numbers we care about. So the first feed stuff that we're going to work with is red top. Our equation is always going to be parts of red top divided by total parts. So 39, and we're going to use this as a divide. 39 divided by 59. And our answer is going to be 0.661. So it is 0.6610, but again, that 0 leaves that 1 the same. Converted to a percentage, we got 66.1%. Okay. Do the same for our peanut hay. Peanut hay. parts of peanut hay are going to be 20%, divided by our total parts of 59. And that's going to give you 0.339. So we got 33.9% peanut hay. Do math real quick. I'm just going to triple check my math. 66.1 plus 33.9 equals 100%. So we know as of right now our math is correct. And that is all you do for this slide. So what you are going to do now is you are going to insert that right here. So you're going to put your cursor right there. You're going to do exactly what you did before. Insert. We're going to go to drawing. We're going to insert from our drive. It should come up towards the top because you just made it. Here it is, step 2, class project problem. I'm going to link it in. I'm going to hit select. I'm going to ask that you guys link to source. You do that. That way I can hopefully click on it. I don't know if I can. But there is our document. I do like to shrink it a little bit so it's on the page nicer. It's just, my OCD kicking in just because I really like editing documents. So I do shrink it up just a little so it sits nicer on the page. And then you're going to go on to the next. So we finished this first header. Then we're going to go to the next. We're going to calculate the second nutrient for the ration created. Okay. So now we have our balance. We have our TDN balanced. Okay. But what we need to do now is we need to make sure that we need to see if it meets the crude protein requirements. Because if you remember back in our problem, we're balancing for two things. So we just balanced for TDN in this table right here, but now we need to balance for crude protein. So we're going to take a look back at our two feed stuff that we use and see if their crude protein is adequate. Okay. So you're going to find the nutrient value for the second nutrient requirement. So feed stuff that we use is those original two ones. So red top, peanut hay. So what you are going to do is you're going to take the percent in the decimal form that you got. So for peanut hay or red top, it's 0.661. And you're going to take it times by the crude protein percentage in decimal form. So our percentage here is 4, but we want that in decimal form. So percentage is 4, so we're going to move that decimal place over 2, and we're going to get 0.04. And we get 0.026. Okay, we're going to do the same exact thing for peanut hay. So looking back, our peanut hay was 6.7% crude protein. So wait, we need to look at, let me look at this. So we need to know what percentage of our ration is peanut hay. And the answer to that is 33.9. So we're going to take it in that decimal format, 0.339, and we're going to take it times by the crude protein of that. So the crude protein is 6.7, but we're going to need it in a decimal form, so we're going to do 0.067, and that's going to give you 0.023, because it is a 7 at the end, so that makes it a 2, a 3. Good. Okay, so we can convert that to a percentage. So we're going to convert these two to percentage, so 2.6, and we're moving that decimal point 2 places, and 2.3%. Add those two numbers together, you get 4.9. So at 4.9, so the ration that you have mixed at this point has a crude protein of 4.9, okay? So we're going to insert this document right here. We're going to insert that. So same as before, we're going to click right here, go to insert, go to drawing from the drive. Ooh, and I didn't rename this, so I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna exit this. In my way. I'm gonna go back and rename this only because if I don't, I'll get lost. Step 2, class practice problem. Okay, so go back here, insert a drawing from our drive. Step 2, right there, select insert. Same as before, I'm gonna crop it. You just double click to crop it. I'm gonna crop it down so it fits better just because you don't have to. It's just, that's just me. It's just me being me. So there it is. So this is telling us that right now the feed that we have created right now has a 4.9% crude protein. If you look all the way back up here, we require a 9% protein. So this is not adequate. It meets our TDN requirement, but it does not meet our crude protein requirement. So that is why we have to do a second Pearson square, and this time we are balancing for crude protein. So the second one, now we're balancing for crude protein, okay? So again, we're gonna open this document. We can close this one. It's gonna prompt you to make a copy. Make a copy. And here's the second one, okay? I'm gonna change the name first thing because else I'll forget. Step 2, class track. Enter. So now this is where a lot of people get confused. So we have a combined crude protein from our first ration. We're going to use that first ration as one of our feed ingredients. So right here, we're going to put the crude protein of our feed ingredient that we have that we just figured out in the previous step. And that was this 4.9 number, okay? So that 4.9, that is going to go right here. And we are going to call this red top and peanut hay. We'll just call it red top and peanut. Okay, now this is where that third ingredient is going to come from. So barley grain is what we're using, and it has a 10.4. 10.4 is going to go right here. And it's a barley grain. And then we're going to do the Pearson square just like we did before. Crude protein requirement goes in the middle. That's 9. And we're going to do the math across the angles. So 10.4 minus our 9 is going to be 1.4. And this is going to be our number for red top and peanut. Do it the other way. So 9 minus 4.9. 4.1. Correct? Sorry, I want to triple check. Okay, 4.1 is what we get. Now this is our number for barley grain. So our ration is going to be 1.4 parts red top and peanut and 4.1 parts barley grain. So add those two numbers together, we get 5.5. Check our math over here. 10.4 minus 4.9. We still get 5.5, and we know we're good at this point. So inserting, I'm just going to copy and paste our feed stuff right here. And then you're going to do the math just like you would before. So 1.4 divided by 5.5. So that's parts of red top and peanut hay divided by total parts. And that number is going to be, sorry, I got to get on my calculator now, guys. 1.4 divided by 5.5 is 0.25. It's 0.2545. So that second 5 is going to make our 4 a 5. So it's going to be 2.255. Percentage-wise, that's going to be 25.5%. The same for barley grain, 4.1 divided by our 5.5. It's going to be 0.745. That's 74.5%. Check our math real quick. We're just going to add these two together. So 23.5 plus 74.5. Of course, I messed up somewhere. I thought my math was wrong. It wasn't. I just typed this wrong. So 25.5 plus 74.5 equals 100. So we have 100%, and we know that's right. Okay, so this is the table for that next part. So again, scroll down to where you just had it clicked. Click that insert drawing from Drive and click that one that you just did. Okay, last one is calculating the pounds. This is another one of those steps that gets a little tricky. Make our copy. So what you have to do first is figure out your pounds of your combined feed stuff. Okay, so right now we can't do the math how we did it similarly before because 2 of our feed ingredients are put together for the final feed percentage. So you have to separate those out first. So our red top, lost my ability to type, and peanut hay, you have to do the math to figure out what percentage of that feed is that, okay? In order to do this, you take that 3,000 pounds like we would normally do. And you're going to take it times by you're going to take that 3,000 and you're going to take it times by the percentage in decimal form of our red top and peanut hay together, okay? So you're going to find what red top and peanut hay are together by taking this 25.255 times that 3,000. So 0.255 3,000 times 0.255, and you get 765 pounds. So what this means is 765 pounds of this ration are going to be red top and peanut hay together. The rest of that is going to be our barley grain by itself, okay? So now when you get down here to pounds per each feed stuff, we're going to type in our red top. But our equation is going to use this original pounds, Okay, so we're going to take that 76.5 pounds. I don't need pounds. We're going to take that 765 and we're going to use the percentage from when it was just red top and peanut hay. So you got to go back to this first table and you're going to use these decimals right here. So for red top specifically, it's 66.1. So we're going to do 0.661. Sorry, just reading my notes. 765 divided by 0.661 gives us, not divided, times, 765 times by 0.661 is going to give us 505.6, and then it's 6.5. So that 6 is going to round up to a 7. So it's going to be 505.67. We're going to do the same for peanut hay. We're going to use that 665, which is our parts of just peanut hay, and red top together. And we're going to go back and take that original percentage. So again, you got to go back. So our peanut hay specifically was 0.339. So 765 times by 0.339 gives us 259.3, and it's 0.335. So that second or that third 5 is going to make it 0.34. And last but certainly not least, we're going to do that last feed ingredient that we use. So that's barley grain. And this one, we're going to take times by the original 3,000 because we had that original percentage, or that second percentage we could use. So we're going to take 3,000. We're going to look at this second Pearson square. And barley grain was 74.5. So we're going to do 700, or 0.745, I believe. Yes. So 3,000 times 0.745 equals 2,235. Quick math real quick. 2,235 plus our 259.34 plus our 505.67 gives us 3,000. I must have done math wrong. Hold on. Sorry, it took me a while. I don't know why I apologize. It's been like a second. But so these, when you add them up, they do equal 3,000.1. It's because when you rounded these two numbers up, it kind of just throws everything off because then these two numbers round and then it puts it 0.1% off. So it is point like 1 off from what it should be, which honestly, if it's 0.01 off, it's not the end of the world. If it's more than that, you did something wrong. But for this example specifically, because of the way we rounded, it put 0.01 off. So I was trying to figure it out, and that's just, sometimes that is how it is. That is the final step. I'm going to rename this one to class practice problem. And then this is the last drawing that you have to insert into here. There she is. Insert it. I'm going to cut it, like I said, and then that's your last step, and you are completely done with this. And then this is the document that you should submit to me so that I can grade it. Hopefully I can click on them and edit them. We'll see if it works. But there is all of it completed for our in-class assignment as well. So hopefully this helps.